Hello, everyone. This is Jeff from Cardano Outreach, the proposal owner for Fund 4 University College Outreach. I have with me today Matt and Steve, part of the Fund 4 team for Cardano Outreach. Steve, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Steve. My whole background is mostly in computing. Of this project here, we've actually talked to colleges and professors directly, initially starting using MailChimp, but that didn't really work out well, but we found we could get much better if we contacted the deans directly, get them interested, and then all the professors and students would come on board quite effectively. Anyhow, over time, we found that with using Twitter, we pivoted to Twitter, and we found that we could get a lot more viewers. Due to COVID and everything, nobody's necessarily at the universities, but they always have a cell phone in their hands. That's about it for me.
Thank you, Stephen. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, help manage the Twitter account too, actually, a bit. So that's all.
Thank you, Steve. Matt, did you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Matt. I was part of the Fund 4 team for Cardano Outreach. We would meet weekly to kind of discuss all the project aspects, its goals, as well as to set the content for the Twitch and Zoom calls. I worked primarily on helping to develop the PowerPoint presentations as well as organize some of those Zoom calls. Ultimately, though, I did end up leaving the project to focus on being a community advisor within Project Catalyst, but I still try and help the team out from time to time.
Thanks, Matt. And as I said, guys, we had a couple of other members, Cade and Nacho, but unfortunately, Cade and Nacho are no longer with the team. Cade was part of the FASO stake pool team, and his responsibility was helping us to reach out to universities and colleges in Africa specifically, as Cade is from Africa. We also had Nacho, who was a developer who we engaged, and we were talking about perhaps a token being issued under the umbrella of Cardano Outreach, but we ultimately abandoned that. So we no longer had a need for Nacho, but he was very helpful in helping us to engage the Spanish community. So myself, as the proposal owner, I was primarily responsible for reaching out to the students directly after Steve did his work interacting with the professors. I would actually hold the Zoom call. And within the Zoom call, I would take them through Cardano, Cardano Foundation, Emergo, and as well as give them examples of some of our successful projects, like the Community Catalyst site. We would also, excuse me, I'll show you our Twitter page. This is our Twitter page that we started in July, shortly after funding. And as you can see, we currently have 634 followers. The bulk of these come from the university Zoom calls that we have, as well as people that have reached out from the broader community that wanted help with Project Catalyst. So one of the goals of the project is to get the students to onboard ideas or projects to Project Catalyst. And ultimately, that's what we would like to see continue, because we get funded from the referrer rewards. In terms of the metrics of the project, we have reached out in Fund 4 to 1,980 students. And in Fund 6, that total is now 3,400. So an addition of about 1,400 more students from the Fund 6 funds. We had a continuing funding request go in from Fund 4 to Fund 6, and now we were successfully funded in Fund 7 as well, all with the overarching goal of getting students and drawing talent to the ecosystem. Some of the challenges that we had with the Zoom calls were English was not the first language of the participants. And so one of the goals of the project going forward is to have more people that speak different languages involved with the project, so that we can reach more countries and more people to draw into the ecosystem. During the Zoom calls, we did notice that a lot of the people that did not want to get involved directly with Project Catalyst did ultimately join Emergo and some of their courses. One of the courses that was popular with the people that came to the Zoom calls was the Foundations and Blockchains course that's offered by Emergo. And at the end of the day, we did notice that although we are slowing down on the number of students that we are interacting with, we are actually increasing the amount of people that are being driven through our Twitter. And so we spend an awful lot of time DMing and working with proposal owners in future funds, of Fund 8 and Fund 9, for example. 25% of our time is currently spent on that, as opposed to 100% of our time that we used to spend just delivering Zoom calls. So we're now pivoting, and we're noticing now that we're working closely with some of the people that we've engaged. So that's the highlights, guys, for Fund 4 and Fund 6 for Cardano Outreach. We thank you for entrusting us with the funds that you have, and we look forward to continuing to grow our project and ultimately deliver more talent to the ecosystem. Thank you.